Hello. Good morning. Let's see. Or good afternoon. Or good evening, depending on what time it is. For you? Where you are? Let me see. Water bottle over here. There's water. Come back up there. Hi, kitty cat. Hello, good morning. How you doing? You've been waiting for me to stream, huh? You were here early. If you had your way, I would start at 7 in the morning. And I would stream all day. Yeah. Kitty likes stream. Making me want a main Shadow Priest. Am I? What if Xalatath is making you want a main Shadow Priest? Do it. Thinking about fall in May and June. What fall's the best? I was thinking about how I have already prepared for fall. A fall dog collar picked out for my friend Moose. He's got a summer collar and a fall one, and now I'm like, well, what's he gonna wear in winter and spring? Do you think LFR raids would do it as well? No, LFR raids don't give the same amount of bonus XP. They only give 7% per wing, whereas normal gives 12% per boss. But I do know that XP might have changed since the pre-patch, and I haven't tried it since the pre-patch, so the numbers might be a bit different now. What is on the fall color? It has like some red, like a red maple leaf kind of pattern. I'm looking forward to it. But it's not fall yet, so he wears his summer colors for now. Today, oh, I sold some stuff. Is it true? Is it true? It is true. I did sell some stuff. For more or less gold. Oh yeah, I was also sending myself some gold for my other alts. Because I was trying to stack up my riches here. So I can continue shopping off of that vendor while it's still here. I may leave myself with not very much, and that's okay. Aside from the Warbank tabs, I feel like there was one other thing. Oh, I remember what it was, but that's not really going to do me any good until Warbank comes around. Archer Moo, thank you for the 16-month resub. Speaking of, should we go take our traditional cursory look just to see if it's still broken? I bet it's still broken. I haven't heard anything. Is broken? Is broken. Okie dokie. Should we clean up some space in our bags and oh, maybe I should dump some of these dream seeds. I don't think well, I guess I technically need them still for Mog. More so the green ones than anything, but you know, it's for the weekly quest. I'm gonna just dunk those into the bank along with I don't know. Some of these other currencies and stuff so that they can at least make some room out of my bags. Especially anything that's gonna be good for Mog later. Also, this molten heart can probably go away. Anything else I'm holding on to? Flawless Battlestone. Do any of my pets need that? Are they all rare? Are they all just so special that there's nothing? Oh no. Well, my Muskpaw calf. I have one pet that could use it. The rest of them, the ones that don't battle, you can't upgrade their quality as far as I know. But this guy. You're waiting for this. There you go. Good stuff. One more thing out of the bags. What else? I've got Kalawag Banquets, Deviled Eggs, Dragon Spittle. I'm probably done with the Dragon Spittle. That was the water I was using while I was healing keys and stuff. Dang, still using the bag. The nerve. What should we farm today? I should take a quick look to see on a new day if it's a good day for Worldbreaker Skull. I should just see if he happens to be around. Did everyone see the big Marvel reveal today? I did not. I was watching some Olympics this morning. I was watching a little beach volleyball. I checked in on the archery. I watched a little bit of the skateboarding, and then I was watching the women's rugby sevens. Very near to a full bank on all characters cleanout time. Robert Downey Jr. coming back to Marvel! Because I definitely knew that he left. Hello everyone, finally Hazel's online for a chill Sunday stream. It is Sunday. There is no World Quest up, so I'm expecting him. I feel like he might still come around sometimes when his World Quest isn't up. I'm not 100% on that. But he comes around a lot faster when it is up, so I feel like I just only bother to try this on days when it's up. There's a sword that I'm looking for. But in the meantime, I should find a place to work on Mog because I'm trying to get my percentage. It's climbing. We're doing roughly 0.02 to 0.05% per day, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it is. Not as Iron Man, in case you were wondering. Are you enjoying Transmog farming? Yeah. Yeah, it's fun. Oh, this drives me nuts. She's not wearing that outfit. Maybe if I log into her again. Oh, that's right. I remember what I was gonna do. I wanted to see if her speed set still works in any form, if it makes her any faster at all. I have an old one stuck in my bank, but I think it's been depreciated. Yeah, this is the Transmog that she's wearing. This is my go-to, my standard issue Druid mug for this character. I change her mug a lot, but I always go back to this one. However, I wanted to look in her bank and see if I put on, hang on, character paint? So equipments, current gear, we'll just save that. And then, yeah, it's all fine. And then I just wanted to, let's clean out our bags first, because it looks like she did a raid run of, maybe Nighthold. Or not Nighthold, 2 Miscellaneous. Hazel, I have a question about the Shadow Tree. You can ask. I would be shocked if I knew. I am not in my phase of life where I know anything about talents, and often I don't get there. I just take whatever Wowhead tells me to, and then I hope it works. This is about the extent of me. Best I can do, Bloodhunter Belt, Hidden Pants. Void Elf for the War Within, Love Priest with any race, can't really go wrong. What if I just exotic, bring it what if we just don't even worry about like finding good homes for it? What if we just send it? And then yeah, that can go away. Nice clean bags, delightful. Already known cosmetic. That can go away. Stick the spark into the bank just in case she ever needs to craft something for Transmog. But yeah, I've got all kinds of gear here with varying amounts of speed. So these are crafted rings that have speed and also some stats on them. Heart of Azeroth might be relevant. Because some of these things were Mage Tower pieces and some of them were speed set pieces, and I clearly don't have the sets saved anymore. Those boots are enchanted with speed. These boots are also speed. Yeah, those are good. Because I don't really remember the details. I just wanted to kind of like sort of YOLO it together and see if anything happened. Anything, the shade-bound stuff seems good. Because yeah, some of the pieces were definitely Mage Tower and not. So yeah, that's got Longstrider on it. That's good. Wasn't there? Yeah, there was a helmet with Longstrider. But these are old, so they might not work. I also don't really know what to do with the weapon. I might call this good for the moment. Speed increase for each Shadowlands gem you have socketed. Oh. I don't know if that works. I don't know if I'm gonna worry about that. Let's pop these things on and then see if we're going with any degree of speed. So we're at. Oh, also I need Deja character stats so I can see how fast I'm going. So let's turn that on. Because I don't need it to be perfect, but I'm just kind of curious if it's any good at all. Do you have the Battle of Desire Larmox? I'm not sure. I don't think I spent a ton of time farming them, so probably not. So right now, movement speed in cat form. Make sure I've got like... Yeah. Oh, I don't even have talent set up. No! It said zoom, but it doesn't... They changed things, so I don't even know if it's going fast anymore. Let's see if we can get everything possible that does speed. I liked Tiger Dash. I like Tiger Dash a lot, so let's make sure we get that back. Regrowth gives you movement speed. I don't know if that's going to be important, but it seems to me that my build is basically for the purpose of going fast. So we're gonna yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Sure. Okay. And then who knows what's going on here? I don't think it's really important. Because I guess I'm in balance spec. To what end, I'm not sure. Depends on the person. Very used to aiming it. Want the option to not have to aim it. Haven't done high-end content with it yet. Oh, the Shadow Crash thing. Two of the same talent. Yeah. One of them casts it at your target, and the other one gives you a reticle. What's going on with Saturday news videos? I am taking a break from that video in particular. I'm putting those on hiatus for the time being. I still need to make an update video that explains that to YouTube. I've been meaning to, and I haven't done it yet, but they're on break for a while. I don't have my character paying keybound in this character. I think I unbound it because I kept opening it up in the middle of arena matches. So right now, moving 129%. In cat form, moving 159%. With, and then we put our rings on, which apparently weren't even bound, which is weird, but whatever. Now we're at 161%. Oh, down to 59, 60, 61, 62. Okay, so, and it might work differently depending on where I am as well. Because I think some areas count for Heart of Azeroth and Azerite powers and some of them don't. What if I just keep all of my... What if I only wear the Azerite pieces? And we're not worried about the speed rating. So basically, what if I just put my old gear back on, but I just do chest, shoulders, helm, and Heart of Azeroth? What does that put me at? 165. It's a little better. It's not crazy. I don't think it'll work because you're 70. Well, it does something. Say it on stream, clip, post to channel. I could. I could do that. How else are we going to sit down and catch up with the WoW news of the week, find out what you've been up to, and get our questions answered? I think it turns out I don't have answers. I think that's one of the things that was stressing me out. I know I could still do the video without the Q&A section, but I was getting really overwhelmed with just feeling like I just don't know enough to do it. Like I'm just not in touch enough with the game to feel confident informing anybody, really. Make a new bear tartar food. Greetings from the other end of the world. Greetings. So let's try something. Hazel doesn't have the answers. How bugged is pre-patch? It's working. It's just not all the features are enabled. The war bank in particular is not enabled still. So if that was the one thing that was bringing you back, then don't come back yet. Hope you and the rest of the Nutty Games family are well. Yeah, thank you. All right. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Maybe I shouldn't worry about the speed set thing. Everything's fine. I've got a cat in my lap. Let's just do like a... Just get into... Well, we may as well do the Draenor ones, actually, because we need more Mog from those anyway. So let's, like, go into the toy box and use a Garrison Hearthstone. I should have one of those. This is one of the characters that I have that should have a Garrison, because I've had this character for a long time. I'm pretty sure this is the one that I was PvPing on in what? Personally think pre-patch is fine, especially given how fast it was released. Servers on Tuesday will be down for like 4 hours. Guessing the bank will be fixed then. Fingers crossed. Yeah, it would be good. Okay. Let's just jump into a little bit of this. Do a little Highmaul. Might never touch anything mythic. Ever. Oh yeah, pre-patch event starts next week too. This is my last stream before pre-patch event. I'm looking forward to that. I'm gonna need, if it depends on how many of my alts I'm planning on leveling and how easy I want their leveling experience to be, but I might want to get like large quantities of warband gear. I bet they really would like to fix the warbank before the pre-patch event, because it's really awkward if they're giving us piles and piles of warband until equipped gear and you have to mail it around like a old-fashioned peasant, you know, like instead of just dumping it into the bank and picking it out like we were supposed to be able to. It'll still work. That would be fine. That's not like the worst case scenario of my whole life, but it would be a little bit wonky. Probably gonna level 5 for the 25% experience bonus thing. There are some engineers having a real bad time right now trying to get it solved. Lots of bad time, not enough bedtime. Especially if there's any risk of item duping. If it's not like fixed really thoroughly, you've gotta be real careful, because you can do big damage to the game in pretty short order if that goes live. And it's very hard to reverse economy damage from item duping. It's not a lot you can do, because you can't prove that people that are like buying duped items knew that they were duped. You can only really like, I don't know. So. Got some, oh, there he is. You come down here, please. I have business with you. How many things can we use from here, actually? Oh, do we have all the things enabled? That's a good start. She needs to have... Yeah, she needs to turn it off. Because I imagine I still need lots of stuff from all the WAD LFRs. I know that we were getting a bunch of it on... Oh, good, we can one-shot that. We were getting a bunch of it on them. Oh, I think I disabled the mini list. I disabled the mini list keybind because on this character specifically, because she was opening it during arena. Dungeons and Dragons, Blood, Highmaul, LFR. King only leaves palace to witness legendary battles. Yeah, this is our Highmaul LFR list for now. So Kargath has 2 different things that he could give us. Even with your account mode. Even considering account mode. The pleasure is mine. The crowd deserves a superior gladiator. The Nerubians in ICC are now crabs. It's glorious. Gladiators! Why does it feel stranger to me that a crab might have like a complex society and be speaking, as opposed to like a big shelled spider thing? If Nerubians can be a civilization, I don't know why I'm opposed to like the Dungeness crabs doing it. I have bonus rolls, that's funny. I guess I don't need them. We got both items that I needed. I got sandals and more sandals. Hang on. Let's do this one so you can see the pink text as we get through it. So the butcher also has some cloth gloves that we could use here. Sebastian singing Under the Sea. Intelligent spiders are common in me. The lobster boss in Firelands is also glorious. Because this wing should have two things. I'm pretty sure we just can't detect this in this wing, because he's in the Arcane Sanctum wing. So I would say that even with my outdated speed gear, I still don't, and I will not today, fully understand how it became outdated. Like, I know that something happened where you had to like farm the gear again. I don't understand why. It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what, it got stinky in the fridge? It's not so fast anymore. At my PC now. Hello. Hi. Hello. So this guy we're hoping for sterilized hand wraps. Did we get them? We did get them. Also, Ogre Eater Treads. Sometimes there's something that's not on this list that still pops up with the pink text properly. Patch happened to mess with the Longstrider values a while ago. I just don't understand. I mean, it's fine. I guess I don't have to understand. Also, yeah, I'm gonna go do this boss. I wasn't sure if I should because it says that I have everything from it, but now I don't really trust if it's true. We also got a Mark of the Shattered Hand. We know that one already. Yeah, you can get Transmog for different armor types now.
It's eating us alive. Fall back.
Yeah, because we got 2 pieces. I don't know quite what the logic is there, but I will take any pink text we can get. They won't let us get the class tier sets, this is true. But if you get tier tokens, those warbind, so you could take a tier token that drops and then send it to a different character in order to use or spend. It's just if it drops as an item already, which not all raids do. Some of them do, but it's only if it drops as like an existing item that it's a problem. You cannot put soul-bound items in the warbank. You can put things that are unbound, or things that are war-bound, or things that are BOE, so like not bound yet. But you cannot put a soul-bound item into your warbank.
May your blades never dull.
Even now, before the warbank is working, you can mail those tokens around. I like got a Conqueror token on my priest that I didn't need to use, so I mailed it to my paladin and used it there instead. Imagine tracking all the tokens and alts. I am a little intimidated by the mess it seems like it's going to be to figure out which of my alts should be using which tokens. Like who needs Mog from the specific ones. Like add-ons can kind of do it, but not in a way that makes sense to my brain yet. I haven't changed any all the things settings after warbands. Are you maining Shadow Priest? I'm going to be maining Holy Priest again, but I'm going to make more of an effort to set up and be ready with Shadow Priest this expansion, because I ended up needing to flex a little bit in Dragonflight, and I think I may need to do so even more in the War Within. And it would be nice to have like a good DPS spec setup without needing to log onto a different character. I want to be able to do more things on my main, even if it means having to keep different armor sets. With heaven forbid different stat priorities. I usually am so lazy. Like, I'll usually set up an off-spec, but I don't usually go as far as to, like, you know, have an extra set of rings with different stat enchants on them or anything like that. I'm usually pretty lazy about it. We need spreadsheets. Alright, come on, Tectus. I need a shield. And some legs. The Rockbiter illusion won't do me any good because that needs to be for shamans. Unless it somehow warbinds, which I don't think it's going to. I can't even do the voice line. I don't think my vocal cords can do that. Have to make our heritage. Congratulations.
Shatter. What is this?
Main survival hunter for the past few years. Like the changes? Feeling frost decay feels pretty lovely. Yeah, sometimes it's hard kind of picking between the thing that you want to be like loyal to because you've been on it so long and you've built up like that identity on it, and then something else that just happens to feel better within a patch.
Rise, mountains. Shatter. Break. Even the mountain fall.
Anything good? No? Bonus roll? Gold. I don't know why I've got bonus rolls here. They were never good for Or were they? Did I get bonus rolls to bonus roll on Rookmar? Were you able to bonus roll Rookmar's mount? Maybe that was it? Maybe I just had them left over from Warlords. Feel bad for my pet peacock, constantly hurling grenades in its direction. You could not bonus roll Rookmar. Yeah. Do they work in Foundry too? Yeah, they would. They would work in Foundry. I imagine because I have all of the WAD mounts that I wouldn't need to save them for anything. So I'm probably just going to roll them for Transmog on any boss that I need something from. And I just hope I don't live to regret that decision. Stuff? Yeah. Are these cool? They sound cool. Twin gaze. What? They're just fluffy? I mean, I like them because they look warm, but they're called twin gaze spalders. They're from like Ogron, and I wanted them to have, I don't know, faces and stuff on them. Anything else? I got a necklace. What is your item level? Right now it's a bit wonky because I've got some old speed gear on. And I don't actually remember what it was. I know my priest is 5 something. 514 maybe? From season 4. Does the speed set still work? Marginally. Not very much. I got a longbow. That's neat. And then also a cloak. Bring back bonus rolls. I don't know. I didn't like having to farm bonus rolls, especially when sometimes they were expensive and it was just like, here, spend a couple thousand gold so that you can roll this in a boss and get like 50 gold because you're not lucky. Wow. I wasn't a huge fan of that. I would, like, if we're gonna have extra luck, I kind of prefer the bullion system. We are spoiled by remix. Mm-hmm.
I've seen things that would scare you shellless.
Very lazy gold sink. Yeah, it just felt bad to me to buy them every week, especially when, like, it feels bad to buy them and know that, like, obviously it's not a guarantee that you get a piece of loot, but it just felt awful whenever you didn't, or you would get like a duplicate item, or you get something that you didn't need and you couldn't even trade, or you would just get gold. It was just kind of messy feeling. Do we need something good from? Yeah, there's a couple items from Imperator.
Strength.
I'm almost considering rationing out instances. Because you run into instance cap just queuing up the WAD LFRs, because there's so many different little versions of them. Like what Final Fantasy XIV does, where you get tokens and after like 100 attempts at a mount, you can buy it. I don't mind RNG for mounts. And cosmetics and other things that you like don't give you any kind of combat benefit. But for gear items that you want for raiding in a raid tier, I don't like it when they're crazy rare, because sometimes by the time you get them, if you get them at all, the tier's over. There's like there's no sense to me in getting like my best item after my guild is already completely finished with a raid, and the item's gonna get outclassed in the following tier.
You dare assault the seat of my power? Is this the work?
Tell us how you feel about RNG and mandatory legendary items. Yeah.
Kneel and swear fealty to me, and I may yet spare your lives for my Colosseum.
Bullion system feels a lot better as a basis for gearing. The lobsters descend in the room before Cinder goes, so. We got the crown. And then I rolled some gold. I wonder if I ought to go do like an actual Highmaul. Just like a normal or a heroic one. No idea what raid this is. That's Highmaul. How much loot am I missing from like normal Highmaul? I only have half of the loot from it. And that would only be 1 instance for all the bosses as opposed to 3. So maybe I'll head on over there. Go have a little poke around. I hate Mind Flay, but I also hate Mind Spike. Really hate Mind Flay. And Mind Spike. Is Hazel ready for the pre-patch event, or will you be skipping? Am I ready for it? Will I be skipping it? I haven't prepared at all, because I don't know what you would prepare. I have no intention of skipping it. I'm planning to play it to get everything that it has to offer. I feel like I've fundamentally misunderstood something. I don't know if my brain's working today. I also had almost nothing from Highmaul. There's some nice weapons in there. Mind Flay's better with the current tier. Constantly moving Mind Flay wouldn't be good. Yeah, but you also can't Mind Spike while moving either, as far as I know, right? Like, with Mind Flay at least you can snip it, like you can chop it off after a tick and then do like a partial Mind Flay and then move, whereas with Mind Spike, if you're not getting the whole thing off, you're... Yeah. Oh, those are world quest icons. That's gonna take some getting used to. Weak core that shows me Mind Flay ticks. Cast bar add-ons can do it. I used to do it back in the day with Gnosis, Gnosis. I don't use it anymore because I haven't been playing Shadow Priest, so I haven't been really tracking Mind Flay ticks. I imagine most of the modern cast bar add-ons could show you where your ticks are. Getting enough tunes to run it for all of the gear. Oh, I have lots of characters. I'm all set there. I have enough. It'll be fine. I also don't... I feel like you could get a lot of the gear just from running it on one character. I don't know if it would be needed to do tons and tons of characters. Especially now. Very difficult to normal. Thank God I put off farming Transmogs for 10 years. Paid off in the end. Yeah. Yeah, this feels pretty good. Will you get a cast bar add-on when you probably spend more time in Shadow? If I feel like I need it, if I feel frustrated with my performance and I want to min-max and optimize, and I feel like the channel ticks are what's standing in my way, then yes. If I don't feel like it's bothering me that much, I probably won't worry about it. Greetings. Hello. Hi, Mrs. Hazel. Miss Hazel.
This is gonna be a mistake.
Oh, yeah?
Squishies be the scourge
What is
of
it?
the
You guys see
land.
that?
They look like
You guys stuff to say?
Poodoo.
Chatting? We'll forget to recast Vampiric Touch.
Poodoo's up
There would be a weak word that would tell you if it's fallen off on your current target. It's a little trickier to track multi-target.
Great Sorcerer King. We're gonna see his bloody victory over the orcs.
Can I ask you a personal question about your hair? To be quite frank, I'd prefer if you didn't. You've been asked this a million times. What are you looking forward to most? For me, it's Delves, clearly. I was real excited about warband changes. I was, and now they're here. Now I don't know what I need the War Within for, because look at me, I'm farming Transmog. Off and away. What am I doing in the War Within? I don't know. I guess I'll find out when it gets here. The raid, I'm looking forward to the raid. The raid's really cool. It'll be fun to get back into that with gear.
Scream his name and bash his skull for the shadow of Highmaul, champion of game.
No, you're fine. You're fine. Bought a new rubber fishing net because I got tired of all my lures getting caught in my old one. Every time I scooped up a fish, this is the highlight of my week. Nice. I like the rubber ones as well because they're kinder on the fish's slime coat. They don't damage their skin and slime coat as much. So if you're catching and releasing, or you're putting a fish back, it's a lot gentler on them to use the rubber net. Love transmog farming. There is that. Love we have a solo endgame option.
Champion is capable of. The Sorcerer King? Here, King Holy leaves palace to witness legendary battles. You honor us,
I want to go
Karga.
fishing.
will
But I also
enjoy
wanna go
watching
to
you
early
fight
yoga.
in the arena again.
And I really can't do both. I guess I can fish in the morning and try to do yoga later in the day. It's a little harder to scrape up the energy. I want to try and like,
The
I don't
crowd
know.
deserves a
Do you guys do
superior
the same morning routine every morning? Do you get up at like the same time every day? Every day throughout the week? Because I've been doing like some early days and then some like medium days. Like some days I'll get up at 5 or 5:30 and then some days I get up at 8. Because I feel like whenever I try to do like 5:30 every day, I end up falling like slowly behind until I'm just a mess.
Begin.
But it's also tough to be consistent. What? There. How are we doing here? I want to just pop out this whole list. Yeah, normal Highmaul. So right now I have half of the things available from it. For Kargath, it would be great if he gave me the Blade Fist. That would be kind of cool. He did give me the Blade Fist. Ha 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 ha. Here, I'll stick this over here for now. That was the only thing he gave me, but I will take it. Oh, another piece of loot. I got a ring. Alright. Never sleep is chaotic. You need to catch up. Get up at the same time, 6 a.m. I want to go to bed. Uh-oh. I fell in the hole. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guys? Hello? Is there literally not a way out of here that doesn't involve teleporting? The holes used to open up during the fight, and there would be like dangerous things down here, but I feel like you should be able to walk up this ramp, but you totally can't. If I have a reason to get up that I do, otherwise, flexible. Like since 4:45 because I passed it at 9:30. Got used to the schedule. Kept it since I left in 2012. Where are you trying to go? Anywhere. Port only. You live here now. I'll dream walk, but I'm mad about it. I'm not happy about that. Ugh. Not okay. But on the good side, we got the Blade Fist. Where is it? Which one is it? That's pretty cool. I don't know who's gonna use that, but it's pretty cool. Also, do I have a candle on my head? Did I not? No. I changed my Mog. My Mog should not have a candle on my head. I don't know. I don't know how this happened to me. Why are you down there? I fell. I tripped. I walked into a hole. All right. The pit trap got me. They didn't have safety railings up. Asha needs to come through here. Should it be Blade Fist or Fist Blade? Different Mog on the speed set? Oh, that's probably what it is. That's probably exactly what it is. That's right, because when I was doing like a treasure hunter set, I had changed the Mog on it. Okay, so we've done Kargath, so now we can go ahead and kind of do the rest of these front bosses in whatever order we like. Graffity's an unforgiving foe. Hazel did take a candle. Fishing sounds like a good idea because summer's short. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that I'm thinking of. Plus, like, I get like one chance a week to go, so if I don't go, I'm out of luck until next week unless I like play hooky from stream. During the week at 10 because the latest. Because I got to adult, but on the weekend sometimes I wake till 7 or 8 a.m. and then wake back up at 2 p.m. I used to do that too. Haven't done it in a little bit. I know everybody's different and everybody's body has different needs. And I understand that or I've come to understand that supposedly as you get older, eventually you don't need as much sleep every night, because like teenagers naturally need quite a bit more. They're growing, their bodies are busy. They tend to sleep a bit more, and then like as you get older, you should need a little less. But I'm like nearly 32, and if I don't get 8.5 hours, I am a mess. And I can get like 9 pretty comfy without feeling like I've slept too much. Like I have to sleep 10 hours before I get that sleep hangover. And it just makes me feel like a big baby. Same, need 9 hours. Yeah, sometimes you catch some derision from people that are they have either different needs or they just live different lives. People have young kids, people have like demanding shifts for their jobs and stuff that are like, 8 hours if only kind of thing. 4 to 6 hours of sleep. Yeah, I feel like, oh wow, lots of stuff. I could get more done if that was the case, but maybe I'm just making excuses. It's not like I'm productive every hour that I'm awake. The sleep deprivation of having kids would kill me. Six to 8 is normal. Close to 50 have needed 8 hours of sleep minimum for decades. Function 5 to 7 just fine. A good friend of mine needs 10 hours a day and she's 42. Okay, I feel a little better. I was a little worried I was broken. Always tired halfway through the day. Yeah. And sleep quality I feel like is really important. I feel very mean, but I will not let my dog sleep on my bed. He's got his own beds. He doesn't even sleep in the same room right now. He sleeps in the front room, but you know, I kiss him goodnight. I say hi in the morning, but we're not. I need my sleep. I kind of one day wouldn't mind like my own little private bedroom, just so I can like super control all the factors and not have to worry about like waking anybody else up if I get up early or whatnot. Never go with less sleep unless completely necessary. Have a degree in psychology. Less sleep is bad. Yeah, that's kind of what I found in my personal life as well, is that if I'm trying to make progress or do something that is good for me in terms of my mental health, and I'm trying to do it on like poor sleep or poor nutrition, it's like starting for the back foot. Like there's no chance. You gotta set yourself up for success by giving yourself the best chance possible. It's not like I'm guaranteed to make good choices if I've eaten well and had some good sleep, but I'm guaranteed to make bad choices if I haven't. Ever had one of the adjustable beds you can control the angle? No. I think I've only seen those in like hospitals. A lot of people who do that. No, can't have any light in the room whatsoever. Naps should not be a children-only thing. Everyone needs naps. Naps are good. Normalize naps. I love naps, but the thing is, I don't always like, if I'm asleep in the afternoon, which is usually when my rhythm dips and I like want to take a nap, that's all fine and good, and I'll wake up and I'll feel much better and I'll take the dog for a walk and then I'll have some dinner. And then it'll be like 7 or 8 o'clock, and I'm like, well, I'm going to be up for a little bit because I napped. And because I was asleep during like the daytime, I probably should try and do something productive now. But it's after dinner, and it's nighttime, and it's dark outside. It's like, I'm not in the habit of just like then treating that like a work day in the evening after I've been asleep during the day. So if I am napping throughout like productive time, I have a bad habit of not making that up at other times. So then I end up just not spending enough time at my desk. Oh, we got a blade staff. That sounds kind of neat. Is it cool? Yeah, it's a little cool. It's wiggly. Some people feel groggy after waking up. They also cannot learn napping. Nap, never do it any later than 1 p.m. for an hour max only. Yeah. I usually end up taking naps when I'm catching up, and typically I'll end up like oversleeping. I kind of, for a while in my mid-20s, early and mid-20s, I had power napping down to a science where I had like read a bunch of science about it. I had kind of like this 30 to maybe 45 minutes, depending on how long it took me to fall asleep. So I'd be asleep for like, not a full sleep cycle basically, but just like a 20 to 30 minute down and then back up. And I was able to do it without getting groggy, and it would kind of like rejuvenate me for the rest of the day. And nowadays, I don't even try and do that anymore. If I'm going back to bed, it's serious, and no one's waking me up until I'm ready to get out of bed. I just fix the schedule later. Yeah, the 20 to 30 minute naps are like totally the move if you don't want to feel like groggy or like disrupted, or you don't want to lose your whole day. But oh man, I think it was pretty recently. I like took an afternoon nap and I was gone for 4 hours. It was like half of a night's sleep basically. And I woke up and it was like 6 o'clock and I'm like, oh, okay, we're doing this. What is your opinion about subscription to WoW? Should it be free to play? I don't know. It's like asking if it's like a product that a company is selling. I guess I feel like they can charge whatever they want, and then we can decide if we want to pay it. It's weird for me to be like, this should be free. It's not like WoW is like a human right. We can all live without it. There are various arguments that people will make for or against games being free. Free tends to lead to more freemium features, but WoW already has those, so I don't know. Narc976, thank you for the 4-month resub. Yeah. Sometimes games that have lower barriers to entry in being free to play will have bigger struggles with things like botting and advertising and cheating and gold selling and whatnot. WoW also has issues with all of those things, but there's an argument to be made that they might be worse if the game was free. I don't know if it's true. I don't really have a stake in it. I know that the door is around here. I feel like it's over there. Don't mind me. I'm getting to where I'm going eventually. WoW's been the king of MMOs for 20 years with a $15 a month sub. They don't need anything else. There doesn't seem like a big reason for them to make the game free when we've all shown them pretty effectively that we're perfectly happy to pay for the sub. And we will play anyways. You know, the game's been doing fine with it. And then we'll also buy microtransactions and epic editions on top of that. So if they can make the money, there's no reason for them not to. They're a business, not a charity. I swear there's a door somewhere. I guess I just have to go into both of these buildings and find out. I thought it was like a bigger, more obvious door, though. I will find this. I'm just going to wander around until I do. I can show my ATT options. I track everything in the account-wide section with the exception of heirlooms and sources, and I track none of the things in the general section, so I'm not fussed about recipes and quests and flight paths and whatnot. How are you this wonderful Sunday? Hello! I'm doing all right, Lulu. How are you doing? Alright, well, it's not either of these places. That's the entrance. No, that was the entrance. That's what's throwing me off, is that portal icon. I'm like, well, that's not where I'm going, because that's the exit. It's not. It's the... Let's try that. Love the 12-month sub. So worth it if you can. I like being on the 12-month sub because it means that whenever they come out with like a 6-month mount, I just kind of get it without having to worry about it. And because it is a bit cheaper to pay for your sub 12 months overall. But it definitely depends on whether or not you're... Yeah, how you like to have it separated out. Continuing my journey of farming Rivendar's Mount. Wish me luck. Good luck. Morning, friends. Hope you have a wonderful day. Good morning. Oops. The Gorthan. Spent 1.5K in League, a free game. If I use that amount for WoW, could have 8 years of sub. I regret not putting it into WoW. I have an agreement with myself where I must never total up the amount of money I've spent on the game. Even if I can justify it, it's like, oh, it's a business expense because this is my job. I still am better off not looking at the whole thing. Although I will say that with the WoW token in the more recent years, I have still spent some money, especially whenever they just put like a shop edit for 10 bucks. And my game sub is definitely on money and not WoW tokens. But I have been buying things like expansions with WoW tokens for a little bit. It's been kind of nice. Anything good? We got a double slasher. An axe. Is it cool? It's a little cool. What good is money but to enjoy life with? You can't take it with you. Yes, but you do need to make sure that you have plans so that you can do things like retire and stuff. That you can't take it with you argument works real good if you already have all of your needs and security and all of the important things like accounted for now and into the future with appropriate safety funds and everything. But you know, there's more to consider. I already know I'm never retiring. Scary to add up, just like doing slash play to just a big number. Spent $2,000 in Apex Legends. Don't let me put self-play games with stores like that anymore. Stick to WoW. We tried any of the hero talents on beta. Fulfills my fantasy of being an undead horse girl. I played a couple of the hunter ones and I played the priest ones. I've tried all of the priest ones. Saving's important. Rest is for living. Leave it to somebody else. Your family can eventually take over the world or like a street in your city. Yeah, I think that WoW's sub price for me has always been worth the amount of time and enjoyment that I get out of doing it. You know, people forever have compared it to things like the price of a movie ticket or the price of like coffee out, which is meaningless if you're not the kind of person that does those things anyways. But there's not very much you can do in this city anymore for like 15 bucks unless you're looking for like free stuff. Somebody just spent $7 on an iced matcha latte trying to justify this. You can even go to the movies for the price of a month. Wow. Did I kill a boss? Oh no, there is no boss here. This is where the boss is in, that's where the boss is in, whatchamacallit, the Exile's Reach. So I was like waiting for the dragon to come down. That's a different fight. The Stone of the Earth from the Hearthstone event does not share cooldowns with the other Hearthstones. I did not know that. That's a bit strange. Why was my entertainment? Don't go anywhere. Yeah, the Warband Bank is not working yet. It's still offline. Remember people complaining that Blizzard part of Highmaul called it a dungeon? I don't know. There's lots of precedent for them using the same map for different types of content, and I think it's kind of cool when they do it.
The Dorian Empire will not be overthrown by these peasants! You dare assault the seat of my power? Is this the work of that traitor?
I'm gonna wait for him to get up just in case it's hard to loot him. What kind of stuff can he drop me? He's got a sword. Blade of the Gorians. He's got a Staff of the Grand Imperator. I still don't have this thing. That thing's cool. Some shoulders and some face kickers.
You will learn. Look up on the tools. I am king.
Any loot? Oh. I literally got all 4 of those items. I was looking at the 4 things that I needed and then all of them dropped. That was beautiful. That's fantastic. Lovely. Alright, we're going to take her back. I do like Mog farming on her. Eventually I will fix her speed set. Recommendations for a beginner healer in the War Within. Main BM Hunter. Want to dip my toes into healing so I can back up my raid group. There's lots of options. I always like Holy Priest because it's fairly straightforward and easy to understand. But if one of the aesthetics of the healers appeals to you, I would just be, any of them are fine for a beginner, with maybe the exception of Prevoker. Prevoker's kind of fussy, but I would pick any of them. Have a little look through the quick start guide on Wowhead. Get yourself set up with mouse over healing, and try some dungeons and stuff. Oh, hi, kitty cat. For a brief moment, I thought you were a moose. Oh, just an animal moving into the corner of my eye. Alrighty. I am going to take a real short break. Beardy. I'm muted. I'm muted. Uh-oh. Kitty, they're never gonna know what I said. There she is. That was close. Only Kitty knows. Okay. One thing that drives me nuts about trying to farm Mog on this character is just... Oh, jeez. Oh, no. Oh. It's fine. It's a good time for this to happen.
You'll find no better in the city.
Well, good thing there's a pre-patch with some catch-up gear coming up. Because don't worry about it.
Your service.
You know what? She's retired. Oops. I was gonna say, the thing that drives me nuts about it is just that I have all these UI windows unbound on her, so it's hard to like open up your character pane, but I could item restore them, but I don't want to. It's a big pain in the butt. I'm gonna get her new gear next week anyways, because her gear wasn't even that good. What happened? So I put on a couple of items out of her bank to be in her speed set, and I like pulled them from the bank into my bags, and then I swapped them out, so I would have had like 3 or 4 pieces of my regular gear in my bags. And then when I was cleaning up my bags after a raid, I vendored them, and I vendored them more than 12 items ago, so if I wanted them back, I would need to go into item restoration. And I'm not even gonna bother. I'm not even gonna try. No, it wasn't the add-on. I literally clicked to vendor all of them, I'm pretty sure. Don't blame computers when you can blame me. By the time they restore the item, the event's been going on for 2 weeks anyway. Yeah. Is it true that gnomes are the first ones and are behind the jailer's actions? Oh dear me. I am not on it today. 62.15. Give me an instance. Mana tombs. Yeah, okay, let's go do some mana tombs. That sounds like fun. We want to do it on normal, 22, or heroic. Ooh, heroic. Let's do heroic mana tombs. We have only 26% of the items from here. Lots and lots. Well, oh, you know what? Why? It's because of Primal Nether, though. That's why. Good luck on epic TBC patterns. Oh. After 8 runs of Toldagor, finally got the leather helm with long stride. Congratulations. I'm going. There's a secret boss with a long quest to get the key. That sounds like a lot of things I don't understand. I'm feeling a little overwhelmed. Shatrath. Hello, Hazel and chat. How is everyone today? Hello. We're doing all right. There's so much Mog in this game. It's funny how much I thought I would already have with the warbands. there's just like, yeah, a lot. A lot. I have mail. I have mail from the auction house? Not me trying to find a mailbox that I think I can actually find. Because I couldn't find that one. And now there's no more. Okay. Is it? It's not indoors, is it? They don't. It would be outside. It's on the other side. But then it's not down here. I should just use a toy, but I don't want to. Oh well, we're leaving. Although I used all my vigor doing that. That was silly of me. In the banks. In the back. Oh, I don't know what any of that means right now. It's too late. It's too long. It was indeed indoors. But the icon disappeared. Oh well, it's fine. It doesn't matter. We're gonna do this on heroic. And we want to find Mana Tombs, which is the north one, it looks like. Burning Crusade music is different. Haunting an alien. I do have Godfrey's glasses. I did get those. This must be frustrating to watch. All right. I don't know which one had Anzu in it, but I know I never did it because I was lucky enough to get Anzu's mount from a bonus, like a Cataclysm dungeon queue incentive bonus cache. I did get 2 transmogs from that though. There was a bow that we needed, a pretty bow also, and some boots. I started in Wrath, but when I first picked up the game, you had to buy the expansions individually. It was still kind of like the separate boxes. And I wasn't sure if I was going to keep playing when I started. So I started by buying the classic box and I played through those levels. And then when I had caught up there, I bought the BC box. And I played in TBC content, even though TBC was technically over. I was doing like the dungeons and the reps and the not so much the raids, but I was doing the dungeons and the reps and like leveling through that content for quite a while before I actually bought the Wrath box to play Wrath content, because I was kind of pacing myself at the time. Got the Ravenlord mount after doing Dawn of the Infinite. Got the mount token first try at the end. Oh, nice. Are you going to collect every dungeon drop for every class? Right now, I'm more worried about more than everything. Everything seems like a really difficult goal, but one more thing seems like it's always just around the corner. Ribnick's Quest, thank you very much for the brand new sub. Appreciate it. Thanks. Alright, Alright, what do you got? Lots of stuff. I'm surprised I'm missing so much loot from this. I feel like I farmed these instances a lot. I don't remember what for. Maybe it was just for Priestmog, although I clearly still need some boots from somebody. Oh, free streams, worth it. Oh, thank you. Remember how expensive it was to actually start base game in 3 expansions? They had like the war chest. It was, you could buy them at that time in like a box set, but it was more expensive to buy the box set because they were still like, oh man, you gotta catch up and buy all these expansion packs because they're all included. Like they hadn't started rolling them all into the base game yet. But I think I like didn't get the war chest because I wasn't convinced I was gonna play all of them. I wanted to try them one at a time and then decide if I was ready for it. Johnson, thank you for the 34-month resub. I'm getting lots of grays that I don't have that item from. Like I have the appearance but not the item. That's good. That'll help with my rankings eventually. I don't know how close I am to taking spot number 10. I feel like it's not that close because I keep checking and I keep updating and it keeps being not any better.
As you can see, we are somewhat preoccupied right now. But no matter, as I am a gracious host, I
do like his voice acting.
I have longed for a good adventure.
No, I had those things already. He has a lot of different weapons he can drop. Dungeons have been super fun for the grays and greens that aren't valuable, but you don't have the Mog from. You've entered them, and then you get the Mog. Yeah. You like the axe? That is pretty cool. It's a pretty neat design. Question is, do I want to do this? Well, I guess heroic is daily lockout, isn't it? So if I wanted to do it again, I would have to do it on normal. Good morning, Hazel. Good morning, Miss Prism. Me gearing in dungeons, also me forgetting there's a pre-patch event. Ah, it's a next week problem. Yeah, let's change it to normal and we'll do one more run through. I'm a little nervous of getting to instance cap. Oh, hang on. I got an axe that I needed. I was just scrolling up my chat log. I was looking for pink text that I didn't see because I wasn't there yet. So we learned that axe as well as some grays that we've entered there.
Greetings, sir and or ma'am.
Yeah. Yeah, it wouldn't. I don't know why I thought I would have had it already. There's nowhere I would have learned it. So there are transmogs I need for those keys. They don't seem to expire, so I should be able to mostly just hold on to them. Is it easy to just go unlock whatever it is? Or is there, like, questing involved? Can I figure it out on a bad brain day? Let's reset and make sure it's on normal. Pop back in. Like the new video effects for some spells. Been working through my backlog of hidden artifact appearances, and that's all of my time down the drain. I should buy another transmog off the vendor because I can afford it. I just want to save some gold so I can. There's a couple of pets that I want to buy. Once it's easier for me to move my gold around. I guess I could just ask Flabby to help me and then do it now, but make sure I can afford the pets. Long quest to get a secret key to unlock a cage that's a boss called Yor. Oh, that's too much for me right now. If it was like a cage that I could go open in Netherstorm that would just give me loot, then that would have been something. Yeah, because there's 3 items apparently from there, but there were more items on the actual on here. It looked like there were different things. I'll just hold on to them. Any loot from the anemonium? Nothing that I needed. Pardon me. Shadow Crush Halo and Holy Nova. I'm interested to relearn Shadow in the War Within, because I haven't really been playing it since, like, Shadowlands. No, not even Shadowlands. BFA was the last expansion that I made Shadow Priest for. I was wholly in Shadowlands. So it's been a long time, and they've changed quite a few things. There's a lot more spells than there used to be. A lot of Mog from Nax. You make a lot of gold with War-Torn scraps. I have not unlocked the Nax secret. I never did do it. I got some boots. Cloth boots that I needed. Games crashed with an error twice trying to place this feather on raptor nests. That's it. I want to talk to Ian. Am I gonna do dungeons as a Shadow Priest? I don't know if I've never really liked doing Shadow Priest keys. Raid damage is a lot more fun in a priest because there's more time. Often, especially if you're overgearing a key or if your group is overgearing a key, by the time that you actually like get your dots up on something and you're ready to press your next global, Flabby has already killed everything. Whereas in a raid, the raid boss at least lives long enough for you to get through your rotation at least once. But maybe that's me not giving it enough of a chance. Key's a lot better than it was.
What is this? You must forgive me.
Waiting for more tunes, especially for Survival Hunter.
As you can see, we are somewhat preoccupied right now. But no matter, as I am a gracious host, I will tend to you personally.
Oh, lots more grays.
An epic battle. How exciting.
Anything good? Yeah, belt. Alright. Let's go find a longer instance to do. Let's go find something that'll keep us busy for a little bit so we're not so close to 10 per hour. I also should probably turn saved instances back on if it's been updated at all, just to be keeping an eye on my... Oh no, it is on. Isn't it like... /SA show. There it is. So I have done 4 recent instances and more will come up. Okay, so we've got lots of space. We've got lots of room here. Do Black Temple. I'm gonna look at my BC raids and see what I'm missing a lot of Mog from. Set tokens being warband wide's cool. Yeah. It's a little messy trying to shuffle them around right now, but at least you can do it. Okay. Is that a cool shield? Oh yeah, I see what people might want that.
Ancient to trade needs to be at least 2 centuries old.
Vendor some things. And then I'm going to keep an eye on the things that might... Although it might be a good idea to do some of the later raids that, like, have more value from vendoring their things. Really? Feral Fen Cuffs? 1,000 gold? I don't believe it. Doesn't sound right.
Not everything in the ocean is as good-looking or nice-mannered as I am. If you find anything exotic, bring it.
I love just vendoring a pack of gray stuff and just getting all of it added to the collection. Be able to check them in the Warband Bank soon. Soon. I hope. Alright. Dungeons and Raids BC. Oh, so we did... That's right, we did Karazhan and Battle for Manhydral already. I have half the loot from Girl's Lair, half from Ectheridon's Lair, but they're pretty short instances. I could use a lot of stuff from SSC. You guys remember Serpent Shrine? And then, some stuff from the Eye. I also have a lot of things missing from Black Temple and Sunwell, actually. Sunwell must have some cool Mog. Although Sunwell I feel like has a lot of stuff that you can break. Let's do... Should we do Black Temple? Go fishing for the lurker below. I kind of want to do Serpent Shrine Cavern. Let's do that. I haven't seen that one in ages. Just for the nostalgia factor of it. Also, how's our percentage at? 62.15. We need another 892 things and we'll scrape up to 63. Now is a good time to level a character 60 to 70. People are saying it takes just like a handful of dungeons. They've squished the experience down quite a bit. Is there cool? There must be cool stuff in Sunwell. A lot of tokens as well. I feel like Sunwell weapons must be awesome. Not as many of them as I thought. Questing, about an hour and a half to get from 61 to 70. Can attest. Okay. Under the sea. On my sea turtle. Swimming in bubbles. Looking for loot. No rhymes. All out of rhymes. I don't need cleft-hoof ribs. I'm carrying around so many splintered sparks. I couldn't budget the flight stones to combine them into sparks when I no longer had any gear that I specifically wanted to craft. Also, I'm gonna be, I'm sure, just running laps in Serpent Shrine, trying to figure out how to go anywhere. It'll be fine. Take a minute or two here. Best bag space I've seen. I'm a little salty about it right now because on my other character I accidentally vended some of her real gear. And I'm just a bit embarrassed about the whole thing. I know I could item restore it, I just don't want to, but shouldn't have done it in the first place. Like if I was fishing to get the turtle, spent hours on it. I think I fished for mine too. I think. Alright, Serpent Shrine Cavern. We have, whoa! Missed the elevator. Only a little over a third of the loot collected from this place. Look at that, I didn't die. Imagine. I was ready for it. I still can't believe I got squished by the Antorus elevator. I was just talking about it, and then yesterday I just like tripped underneath it. Gore everywhere. Big mess. Finished my hyper compressed ocean this week. Waiting for Chromie to show up in Mechagon. Nice. Another elevator? I remember one of these fights, might have been Hydros, was like really annoying to do for a long time, but I also haven't been in here for ages. Oh yeah, I should fish up the lurker below. I loved all of the Zanger Marsh stuff and the Serpent Shrine Caverns and the like the Naga quest lines. The colors of it all was really pretty. Plus there were some good old-fashioned kill quests in there. Still salty we didn't get broken as an allied race. No, you I can just kill. Maybe I'm thinking of Lady Vash. Yeah, I'm probably thinking of Lady Vash. I got a male chess piece I didn't have. I think for the Purple Paladin Judgment set? Yeah, I don't remember what I was in here for. Maybe pets. I think I might have run this for raiding with Leash's pets. They're not that valuable anymore. Or at least they weren't for a while. Maybe they are again. Because I remember when I was farming those, I refused to buy them. I wanted them to drop for me. Hazel, if you had a drone, whoa. I would not, because what a stupid way to ruin your reputation. I am so upset about that. Or just like, I don't know, disappointed, like, so stupid. Like, it's not too bad once they let you move with the corrupted course. Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a bit of a memory lane trip once I get to Dunvash. Can I just fish out the lurker anytime? I know he's down there. Can I just like jump in and go swimming? Do you think Blizzard is going to delay the war within? No. Upsetty spaghetti. Can't believe that happened. Okay. Not a good look for anybody. I'm kind of surprised the coaches only got suspended for a year. I feel like, how do you trust them to run any major sporting events after that? Lurker anytime. Alright. What? Am I missing T? What happened? There's drama in the Olympics because staff on the Canadian Olympic women's soccer team were caught using a drone to spy on an opposing team's practice, and it's not pretty. We don't love that. Talents, fishing. Hello, fishies. Professions, fishing. Oh, I already had it on a button. I liked Gaga's performance at the opening. I skimmed through the opening ceremonies. I was just kind of like, you know, watch a little bit, skip forward like 10-15 minutes, watch a little bit more. And doing it that way was an absolute trip because it was like, all right, there's some athletes on a boat. There's some more athletes on a boat. There's Lady Gaga. There's a silver knight on a seahorse cruising down the river. All right, now they're on a regular horse. There was all kinds of different performances that had wildly different vibes. The whole thing was very, very like a bit wild to skip through. I feel like maybe it would have made more sense in context. Oh, there he is. Hello. Excuse me. Cried tears when Celine Dion performed. That I actually missed. I should go back and look for it. Hello? Can I loot, please? Yeah. Oh, I got a chest piece I needed. Alright, and then there's gonna be a ramp somewhere. Maybe over here. Prepared for Dracthyr. Love the mecha horse. I just like, I clicked into it and I was looking at it just like cruising down this end and I was like, what's happened? Am I on the same channel? I am. Alright. Yeah, I don't know if I was going to watch the documentary. It looked really heavy. Snoop Dogg doing commentary for dressage. Oh, I watched a little bit of dressage, but I didn't hear Snoop doing commentary. That's very funny. I liked the fancy horses. One of them was like groomed in a way that it looked like it had like polygons on its hips. Is it pronounced dressage or dressage? I don't know. Fancy horses go clip-clop. I just hope... Ooh, I got a green that I didn't know the appearance of. That almost never happens. It's a dressage like a corsage. I'm a little removed from all the fancy words. Are transmogs easier to farm now? Yeah, you can learn them even if you can't equip them as long as they're not class locked. Corsages also confuse me. We didn't really have them because we have an event that's similar to prom, but we don't properly have prom, so some of the prom traditions are a little foreign to me. And the refrigerated flowers / fruit, or is there no fruit? Maybe there's no fruit. But then why are the flowers in the fridge? I guess just to keep them crispy? Do you eat the flowers? Are you intended to consume your corsage? Does it go on the wrist? Does it go on the dress? Does it go in your belly? Why are you playing WoW when there's fencing to be watched? I watched some of the women's fencing yesterday. It was really interesting. I have never watched fencing before, and I was confused as to why they were clipped in behind them. Like, if the bloodlust overtakes them and they start like dueling for real, do they just like reel them back in to like get them away from each other? Handy late night wrist snack. I never had a snack flower for prom. It feels like I missed out. To keep the flower from wilting, girls wore on the wrist, guys pinned it to the chest. I see. Was there any significance to what type of flower, or is it just like get flowers and you're good? Yeah. We didn't have anything like that. We would get dresses for grad, like for the grad event, which is it was like a meal, and then there was dancing. The people that had money got limos. The wires are attached to buttons at the end to confirm a hit. Oh, the ones that like clip onto their backs? It's an annoyingly etiquette-based sport. More opening ceremony should have bands like Gojira play. Okay, I see. Because I did like how the room would light up when somebody hit a point, so I would know that they'd hit a point, because it all happened very fast. Interesting. I also watched a decent amount of the preliminary men's artistic gymnastics. That was really cool to watch. I love Dead Cat with a 3-month resub. Thank you. Watching you for years, only sub recently. Thank you, Prime. Tried fencing, got bruised like a peach. Speaking of bruised like a peach, I was watching rugby for a bit this morning, the women's rugby sevens, and that was really cool. They're very fast. Alright, you got any loot for me here, boss? Oh yeah. I got some bracers. I'm gonna have to go through and pick out all of these tier tokens to mail around to different people. Maybe I'll take a stab at like sending them to the characters that they need to go to and then learning them all at one go. That demon hunter didn't see it coming. Fascinated by archery basically hitting a CD at distance of 70 meters. And they're so consistent too. I was watching the South Korea versus China finals for a little bit, the women's archery team, and they're so good. I found that a little bit more exciting to watch than the shooting, the air rifle 10 meter, because the air rifle 10 meter, like, you can't see what they're doing. You just kind of like see the graphic of like how close they got to it, whereas the archery was a little bit more visual. I don't know if having it on account mode now is a blessing or a curse. I think I'm meant to jump down. Seems reasonable. That's a long pistol. Yeah, I'm mug hunting. Looks like Lady Vash has a variety of helmets, but also a bow that I could use. Kind of a woodsy looking one. Shoulders, belt, boots, etc. Archery, but with crossbows. That's pretty cool. Still nice people do an entire marathon in 2 hours and 10 minutes. I'm just like so new to watching sports that I was watching the 400-meter swimming races and they would do like 2 laps up and down. They'd have 2 more to go and I'm like, what if they get tired? Aren't they sleepy by now? That's like really far to swim, guys. Do they know? Has anyone told them that it's gonna be like kind of far? I have a feeling that they were informed, but it's just kind of crazy because those are like really long pools. I know I sound extremely dumb right now, but it's just impressive, I guess, how easy people make things that are very difficult look. Like, I bet if you wanted me to swim from one end of the pool to the other, not even there and back, just one way across, it would be like a project, and these people are doing it in like seconds. I got a belt. There we go. So that's it for this particular raid. Let's hearth her home. And I'm going to try and sort through these tier tokens and send them around to some people. Wait until you see the triathlon. Yeah, I still have it installed for the bigger dressing room window, as well as being able to, like, preview a thing, but then hide other Mog within the preview window. It's kind of nice. I just did Serpent Shrine Cavern. It's a TBC raid. That Hearthstone was the Stone of the Hearth. Stone of the Hearth. Which, weirdly enough, does seem to be a separate Hearthstone. That's so strange. That's got to be a bug. It's tied to the Enlightened Hearthstone cooldown. That's so weird. Anyway. If I just search tier, will that filter it properly? It will not. Okay. If I just vendor, is that going to start sending out tokens? It looks like it does not. It looks like it's not vendoring the tokens. So that's good.
Fine, leave. I was done talking to you anyway.
I don't think anybody wants that tainted core. Okay, so I have 5 tier tokens that I can move around.
Come back with some better stories.
Nobody wants this. Okay.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
So, champions. 2 champions, which looks like... Gosh, it can be for PvP or not PvP gear. I'm going to send one to a paladin. I'm going to send Anthus, this. This and this. I'm going to send Crinkle, the warrior, these. Although they're glad, so I need to trade them on the Isle of Keldanos and not just use them. And then the champion, and then hero. Okay, so then this, let's give that to a rogue. Let's give that to Ripsy. And then let's give these gloves of the hero to a hunter for Riftstalker gauntlets. So, Valeria can take those. And then let me just see if I can get it sorted out. What dino mount? The Mighty Caravan Brutosaur. It's very convenient because it has an auctioneer on it, but it's black market auction house only right now. Are you more excited for The War Within than Shadowlands BFA Dragonflight? Hard to quantify. I'm excited for The War Within. I was also excited for all of those, and I've had a lovely time in all of them. I heard it's the beginning of the end of WoW 1.0. How much did you pay for that mount? Vendor price. I bought it during BFA when it was on the vendor for 5 mil. Okay, so these gloves should turn into something I needed. Yeah, Riftstalker gauntlets. There we go. That's what I wanted, was just some pink text there. Let's try the warrior. Or not the warrior, the Anthus, the paladin stuff. One day the Bruiser will skyride, I just believe. Sure, it would be nice if there was some sort of bank we could put those tokens in, right? Let's not get carried away now. Okay, we got some gauntlets and a helmet. Nice. Pretty cool too. You can transfer currencies. Do you think they'll ever put them in the warband instead? You mean the bank? I think this is kind of what it's going to be. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I think currencies will continue to be managed through the currency tab and not the bank. Let's do a little mythic Antorus. The price of the warband bank tabs is a bit... Yeah, it's a little bit of a project. I am not expecting to get really any of them bought right away, especially because I haven't really been holding on to my gold. Alright, well, I couldn't sell the axe. That's okay.
I've seen things that would scare you shellers. Not everything in the ocean is as good looking or nice mannered as I am.
Well,
if you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Tainted Waveling?
Fine, leave. I was done talking to you anyway.
11k? Doesn't sound right.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Hey, so pull some blizzard strings and get these warband banks working. That's their trouble. Is they're missing a pep talk from me. Guys, I really need you to give it your all. I'm sure they're doing their best. Let's do like 85 gold.
If you find anything exotic, bring it to me.
Wait, can I do it if I did it on a different difficulty? Because I'm pretty sure I did do it on normal. Not locked? Okay. Yeah, the instance lock specifically says... Well, I don't know. I guess there's only one way for me to find out. If not, I can bring a different character. I use Auctionator for the auction house right now. You can do all 4 difficulties. Yes, excellent. How did you get the voice message from Zalatat? That's a sponsored collaboration from Blizzard. I mean, if you're a Shadow Priest and you really believe. What are we doing? I'm going to Argus. That's right.
Careful.
Do you think the War Within will be better than Legion? I think I'm gonna like it better than Legion, but I didn't have a great time in Legion. It was my least favorite X-Pack of the recent ones. I had a horrible time trying to get my best legendaries. And I got very behind on things like unlocking Suramar, and I had to do it like late in catch-up, and also I was kind of stuck in Withered Army training for a long time trying to get the Fox mount, and that wouldn't drop for me, and I wasn't too fussed about artifact weapons or class order hall campaigns because I'm not like a big story focused person, so it was a good expansion, but it wasn't like top of my list or anything.
I am here to help.
I am here to help. Is the Fox mount still available? It is. I only ever got it after Legion was over by taking a new character that had not even done Withered Army training yet and then getting it through for the first time, because there's a lot more chances at the mount early as you're looting these one-time loot chests from Withered Army training. So if I was going to go back and do it again, I wouldn't grind so much into just one character, I would just get more characters through it the first time. Flashbacks to Withered Army training, right?
And destroy their stockpiles.
Yeah, it was a fine expansion, but it wasn't
A threat closes in. Bring it
I don't know
down
about top of my list.
and show the demons they cannot stand against us.
Legion's my favorite. Did the full Suramar questline and 9 tunes to help others complete it. Bring Illidan home. How can you solo Antorus? It is possible, but I'm going to be duoing it today. With a lot of help from my friend.
I am here to help.
Did they spoil any part of the story? I mean, some of the early questing campaign... the questing campaign was available to play through in beta, so the things that happen in that... a lot of the cutscenes were hidden, but like the basic lines of the quests are known. Alright, so we are in Mythic Antorus here. And I only have 17% of the Mog from here.
Will not fail you, Prophet. Champions,
Plus Flabby.
we'll keep these winged beasts occupied while you clear a path.
Enemy contact. Deploying arsenal.
We're gaining ground. Press the attack. Light forged, fall back, champions.
Should I
bring
have
that
a... Yeah, I should make sure I pick up the skip quest if I don't have it already. Wait, come back! Brilliant! You think Draenor is bugged? I did it on normal and LFR this week after pre-patch. I haven't done it on Mythic yet, though.
Terralion, I've started my assault on the northern front. I'll keep their
Alright, I'm
forces
gonna go make
occupied
sure.
so you can hit the
Because
priority
this
targets.
must be the skip quest. Yeah. I
Our
need to make
forces
sure I
are
have
moving
that.
towards Legion High Command. Buy us all the time you can, Illyria.
Incoming Legion ships!
I've collected the Squally Pet recolors. I have not done the 500 Storm Fragment pieces for the different colors of the set yet. Hello Hazel, good morning / afternoon. Good morning or good afternoon. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. Queen of Shara's bug, 2 ads for P1 just never spawn.
Sargeras has left us a few of his
Fix
favorite
return to keep
pets to play with. Remove these abominations from the battlefield. That's 2 demons down, but countless more await the attention of your blade.
We had that last night in Ashara. We died to the mana bombs and then they spawned properly. You really got 2 relics, yeah. I think Flabby and I are going to move some loot around later. If he's not too worried about collecting Mog. I think he's mainly here for the mount run. I had trouble yesterday, or maybe the day before, with Halls of Reflection. Arthas at the end was
I
being rude.
recognize the trappings of the generals commanding the Legion's forces.
The
Before
Ashton is bug too?
Sargeras took our world, these generals marshaled our armies and brought peace to Argus.
I need so many zone drops and I want to loot as much trash as I can.
Everything we stood for when they accepted his bargain. There can be no redemption, only retribution.
Any add-on to keep my bags organized? No. No bag add-ons at all. I have a habit of whenever I'm like waiting for something, I like to just open up my bags and pick through them and like delete things that I know I don't need, or like I'll pop my mountain vendor things or auction things that I know I don't need to try to like clear up as much space as possible. It's just like a nervous reflex. Yeah, I use normal WoW interface for bags. There are bag add-ons that people like very much. I just happen to be comfy with this. You can collect armor from all armor types now. Class-locked items are still need to be looted on the relevant character. But tier tokens get warbound, so you can move those around.
The War Council has finally paid for their treachery.
Fan of separate bags. Do you have an arcane mage? I do not.
The Legion
I have a mage that I leveled in Pandaria Remix that isn't really any kind of mage. I think she's technically Frost, but you didn't really need to do anything very class-related in Remix. Hello. Hello, how are you doing today? It's all fun and games until you delete your stuffed bear. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I've liked the separate bags. The one version of the game that I do use combined bags and a bag add-on for is Classic. Because I find that my inventory management in Classic is a lot pickier. And my space is less forgiving, so it's nice for me to have an add-on that combines things. And come back up. I found what I think is a bug with Arcane. You should submit a bug report. A lot of things are pretty wonky right now. Do I have a favorite mountain that we're within? Not yet. I'll have to take a look and see when they come. There's a kitty cat. Yeah. She comes and goes. She gets like on and off my lap, I would say 3 or 4 times almost every stream. Wonky is my default mode of operation.
There is a disturbance close to your location, the likes of which I haven't felt since the opening of the Dark Portal. If the Legion is using that hub to gather reinforcements, then it must be destroyed before we are overwhelmed.
Every world in our path has fallen. Yours is next.
Trying to learn about diminishing returns for stats. Your guess would be much better than mine. I also don't understand exactly how they work. I know there are diminishing returns, but the breakpoints and whatnot are very confusing to me. Poking around my motherboard fan headers. Oh dear. Oh, don't touch while they're on. Don't touch it while it's on. Turn it off first, please. Not that I haven't poked my own fingers into a few fans in my day, but oh, my goodness. Man, I haven't been getting any new mog from this yet. That's a fast dog. Yeah, Antorus does have a lot of class lock stuff, that's true. Maybe we'll get lucky, we'll get the mount, it's possible.
Champions, hear me. The Legion has breached my sanctuary, and my defenses will soon be overrun. Stand with me now, lest Sargeras claim his prize.
my crab mount or my spider mount? Oh, this is the Genesis crawler. This is like a this is the crab version of a different spider mount. Nice spider mount, yeah.
Champions, the forces of the Legion seek to capture my essence for their infernal master.
Don't mind me. I have nobody to blame but myself. I should probably open my PC up and dust it sometime, but I'm too scared to look. Didn't even know you can go down there. You shouldn't. It's not what I meant to do. There's nothing good down there. I'm just glad that it doesn't. I'm just lucky that it doesn't kill you, basically.
Begone, intruders! Back to your master!
I don't remember when the intermission is. But I should be able to jump down from up here if...
The invaders are charging their weapons. Quickly! Use these portals to board their vessel. Stop their attack.
Oh yeah, this guy. Is that all of them? Or is there another one downstairs? I guess it's all of them.
Feel the potency of life. Fear its power. Minions of darkness, you will know the might of a Titan. The invaders are charging their weapons.
I don't want to bounce.
Quickly, use these portals to board their vessel. Stop their attack.
I think I went the wrong way. Because you don't have very much time to do this. Also, I'm popping up like popcorn. But Flabby's faster than me, so should be great. Should be all good. Again. I think we're almost.
Victory is nigh, champions. Dispatch their remaining forces. I will see to their vessel myself.
Oh, there we go. We did it. Woo! I got the achievement for Mythic Gainer, so I guess I've never done this in this character. I must have been using another one.
Ring out from deep within the core of Argus.
I got a trinket. I got a cloth mage chest.
As he did Agramar, no power in
Well, the good news is that the fight's over.
Well done, champions. For the first time in millennia, a blow has been struck against the denizens of the Burning Throne. Yet this battle is far from over. A great power roils in torment at this world's core. Rendezvous with the Vindicar, so we can prepare for the final attack.
So you cannot wear all armor type transmog, but you can learn them to your account.
My forces will keep them engaged here.
You will not be fighting alone, Terrellian. The demons will
Were there
pay
two
for
different
every step with their blood.
skip quests? Like a
Beyond
partial
these blast
skip and then a
doors
later
lies
skip?
the heart of the Legion's war machine. Eliminating this threat will cripple the demon's arsenal.
Well, as long as we have both of them. Skip for each difficulty. But I've only been in the one difficulty today, and I picked up 2 different quests in here. Thralls is still an annoying.
You'll go no further, mortal
Oh, I went too
scum.
far.
There's a bounty on your heads, and I mean to collect. Your heads will adore. You keep up if you can. I regret
You got him.
taking this job.
Advice for someone leveling their first remix tune. Random heroic dungeons and normal raids at the earliest level that you can do them are going to be a very fast path to leveling if speed is what you're after. But it's also worth browsing through the achievement windows and looking at the different remix achievements and seeing if you want any of the rewards, because there's some really nice rewards for doing like the zone metas, and you could work on those while you're leveling as well by doing like dungeons and scenarios from certain zones, doing zone quest achievements or rares and whatnot.
Good, good. I was hoping you'd find your way here. I'm always in need.
Everything
of
plugged in,
tech
correctly
associates.
organized. Victories.
You should do nicely. Prepare to be
Make sure we're ready to loot him right away. 'Cause he's gonna start dropping. There we go. Hey, I got a couple things. I completed the mythic set for priest actually. That's nice. Those gloves were the last thing that I needed.
The Legion is in its death.
You can loot this guy if you're quick before he falls down. True.
Time to put our boots to their throats. The heart of
I've
Antorus
collected
lies before us.
almost everything I want from
Power
Remix, but I
behind
think
the
I'm
Legion's infamy.
happy to let it end. I think I have enough.
So much agony
Cool looking
here.
priest set.
So
Yeah.
many voices. It's nearly
Mythic is actually the
overwhelming.
only one that I've completed. The rest of them I'm kind of like partially
Marching us
done,
forward.
but not completely done.
At long last, the end is upon us. Press on, my friends.
I am using an add-on called All the Things to keep track of what transmog I need to collect. So I can see from my next boss in here is going to be Antorus. And it looks like Antorus has 7 things that I could learn that I don't have yet. Unfortunately, a lot of them are going to be class locked.
Join Agrimar in the Master's service.
So,
One of them is for
your
priest.
alliance still endures.
Or I guess just priest wearable.
Than I expected.
'Cause
Though
that's
she has already
maybe a
planted
warlock
the
piece
seeds
that's
of its downfall.
usable.
She is patient, that one.
You can spend 2 more days in
Your
Remix and then stop for the
thrones
event.
Run red
It's a good idea. Waited too long to do landfall. Bug can't get enough rep to finish. Oh no.
Come then. We will trade pain for pain. Death claims us all.
Got some male boots.
His fate was ours to decide.
It matters not. You are blind to the true darkness closing in around you.
To go fishing tonight before House of the Dragon or not? Why don't you just go for a little bit? Can you still watch it if you come home after it starts? It's like a video on demand thing, right? Like you can watch it whenever. Get a little outside time.
The souls of the Pantheon are free,
Hunter,
but they
Hunter.
endured so much suffering. Let me bide with them for a time. Offer a bit of comfort.
Remain here, Magni. The rest of us will go on.
So close now to the end.
This may be the one place in the universe sacred to the Legion. Demons would pluck out their eyes sooner than gaze upon it.
Who could ever imagine such a sacrifice?
Illidan's so sassy. Do you think Blizz will let us unlock set items without sending tokens? I don't know. I think that we'll be able to maybe move the tokens with the Warbank eventually instead of having to mail them. I don't know if it's going to get better than that. We'll have to see.
You will burn! It may be too late to stop him.
You did it! Agramar's essence is free. He can stand beside his brethren once more.
Surely the Warbank will work eventually. One day. This guy could drop the mail.
Death and pain!
One shackled Urzel, please.
Let the fury of the sea wash away this corruption.
Dun, 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 dun. Sad one-handed drum roll. Nope. Got a neck piece and an artifact relic. Have I looted any shaman loot? I have not looted any shaman loot. Oh, thanks. Not all of these pieces will learn, but some of them will. And anything else I can just vendor, really. Thank you very much. That one is a piece like a male BOE. Let's learn it. Do you have a goal to get 100% achievements? No. No, I don't really chase achievements. I would like to get... I don't know, 100% seems like a really punishing thing because the smallest little thing that seems out of reach can just tank the whole goal. I feel like I like to focus on more things rather than everything. But I specifically like to chase like mounts, pets, and transmog. Toys, titles, and achievements are kind of a bonus. Sometimes you do get them along the way. I've got 33,335. Kind of a satisfying number. Must have been 330. No, I guess it probably skipped over 33. What do you mean? I mean, if my goal was to get 100% achievements, then having just one achievement in the window that felt out of reach to me would ruin the whole goal and make it not worth even working on. Achievements chase her. You know, it's more about progress than perfection, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, I don't really worry about achievements. Unless they have mounts or pets or toys or titles on them. It's just like with Transmog. I know very well that I will never have all of the Transmog in the game. But usually every day that I sit down to play, there's more Transmog that I can get.
Come back
Our
with some
gussy
better
up.
stories. Step closer and don't
What an
mumble.
achievement name. Bugs resetting some achievement progress is driving me insane as an achievement hunter. Oh man. Hopefully they get that sorted out. Not with that attitude, yeah. I want to look at my numbers and see how we're doing.
Not everything in the ocean is as good looking or nice mannered.
Run some
as
BFA raids
I
with
am.
Flappy. I don't know. We just did Antorus. It's a quarter after 11. I'm at 62.19. That's coming along. That's actually not bad. I'm not mad at that at all. What should I do that's gonna have like loads of loot that doesn't have... These at least have tokens dropping instead of the specific items like the Legion raids do. There's a lot of stuff in Black Temple, huh? Should we go find a critter? Is this a critter? No, that's not a critter either. Bags are very clean. Oh, thanks. They're alright. I like to get rid of stuff where I can. I don't think I need the encapsulated destiny. I think I have everything from Time Rifts now. Maybe not though. Maybe I should just stick that in the bank. I know I could use the critter hand cannon, but I kind of want to find like a natural critter to get to Black Temple. It's just kind of fun. Any critters? Oh, bad news for you. Bad news. Bad luck. Not your day. Da -da -da. Excellent toy. Strongly recommend. Good stuff. Remix tunes will land on the same server you created them on. You would have picked a server when you would have been on a server when you created the remix tune. Got the portal neck on 4 characters and then they added that toy. That toy was the Fractured Necrolite Skull. I want to say it was for Time Warp badges from Time Walking. It lets you sacrifice a critter to make a Black Temple portal. Alright, I'm hoping for just lots of Mog. Big numbers. Have you ever noticed that when you eat pasta with homemade pesto, being full is never triggered, you just eat pounds of it, still a lot more. It sounds really yummy. Oh, I never told you how the pie went. I made a new lollyberry pie yesterday. And I brought it over to my sister's place. It was good. My nephew liked it. Although he's a big ice cream fan right now. Dances with Cats, welcome back. Thank you for the 10-month resub. Hi, Hazel. Hi. How are you? And the folks of Registered Trademark doing? Did it slap? Yeah, it was pretty good. It was pretty good. I had to try to fit my casserole dish into like a tote bag that was not designed to fit it so I could walk over there with it. Because I was like, it's either this or I'm just going to be like walking down the street with oven mitts on carrying a dish that I made a pie in. Because I don't have a pie plate or a pie dish. I have like a square Pyrex casserole dish that I just make pies in, apparently. Ewok, thank you for the 5-month resub. I have made them in my cast iron before as well, but that's even heavier to carry. Okay. Looks like there's 8 different things that he could give me that I don't know yet. And there should be none of this class locked stuff in here, hopefully. Yeah, there we go. Here, I'll change my chat log so we can see all the pink text. We got the Rising Tide, which is an axe. And some boots. Do I have the Prelate title? Yes, I do. I could not tell you how I got that for $1 million, though. I have no idea what it's from. Lollyberry. It's very similar to a blackberry. Haven't talked to the guild. What are we after in Black Temple? Mog quantity. I'm hoping for lots and lots of pink text here. I'm trying to get my overall Mog collection numbers up, so I'm trying to just mass produce it. Council of Exarchs rep. Got it by surprise too. How long have I been playing WoW? Since about 9 a.m. this morning? And then also 2009. Whichever answer it was that you were looking for. It's kind of upsetting that it's 2024 now. Alright, Supremus. I almost called him Ticketus. I think I've been playing too much Hearthstone Battlegrounds. Alright, Ticketus, what kind of Darkroom prizes do you have? Just shoulders, looks like. And then maybe a
step closer and don't mumble.
Sort out inventory space just a tiny bit.
Come back.
Bet you this will take me a while. Just in run speed alone. This is what you need speed druids for. I think I will eventually put together a speed set, but I want to kind of put it off for a while because I'm not convinced that they won't make any further changes. And I'd rather just kind of put together the best available speed set like later, a little ways into the War Within, because I know that for next week and for a few weeks after that, I'm going to be working on pre-patch event stuff and trying to like collect everything from that and store up some catch-up gear for my alts. And then it's going to be the War Within launch, and I know that's going to keep me busy for a while, and I'm going to want to do dungeons and raids and collecting and delves and questing and reputation and herbalism and professions and everything, and that's going to keep me busy for ages. So it might be a while before I come back around to Mog farming. Can I just start this? Well, yeah, and then I can clear this trash while he's busy having a little walk. Wish Ticketus was still a good fun hero to play. Power creep has made prizes matter a lot less. Hope that delves will not suck. I hope that I don't suck at delves. Cool. I got plate belt from that. How did he handle alts getting to 70? Did he make a ton with Remix? I made about 9 alts with Remix, and then I had somewhere in the neighborhood of 15 already. I leveled a lot of my alts 60 to 70 with time walking dungeons during the Diablo experience event. The Winds of Sanctuary event, when they did that. I did a lot of time walking leveling during that time. A handful of my characters, probably 3 or 4 of them I leveled the old-fashioned way, just with like questing and dungeons and whatnot. How was the SSC? It was fun. It was really good. We did all the bosses. Nothing really held me up too much. Oh, I got a leather kilt. I love having leather skirts for my druid to wear. That's a nice one too. Nervous about my 60s. I want to level them in the most efficient way possible. I don't know if the pre-patch event will have any further boosted experience, but people are saying that you can get a character sort of 61 to 70 in like an hour or 2 of questing right now. It's been squished already. I don't use a keypad anymore. I switched back to a keyboard a couple of years ago. But I haven't tested the pre-patch event yet, so I'm not sure what the experience on it's like. It might be good. I don't think they're going to be too stingy about letting people level alts, especially when we've been able to get a character from like fresh to 70 in like 2 or 3 hours on Remix. So there's tons of zone drops. Oh no, there's 2 zone drops, and then Heart of Darkness is apparently a crafting region that is needed for a lot more things. That's kind of thrown off my numbers here a little bit. Oh, there's still 2 zone drops I need, so I may as well keep at it. That's a cool shield. Remix power leveling is a mixture of random heroic dungeons with normal raids. I haven't done it since pre-patch. I hear it's even faster since then. But remix leveling is also not that slow, even just questing and doing kind of whatever you want. Currently doing it now, it's even sillier. Excellent. Yeah, they're really not stingy about letting you get ults caught up. Alright, Taryn. Do you have anything for me? Maybe a soul cleaver? Yeah! Thank you. I'll take that. Nice cleaver. Everyone needs a good cleaver. Gertrog Blood Boil. So he's the only person up on this balcony, eh? We have to go all the way back down now. Those guys were just napping. They didn't do anything wrong. Sometimes I feel if I level a character that fast, I don't even really have that much investment in them. I have characters that are at level 70 that I leveled in Remix that I've like, I'll see them in my login screen, I'll be like, wait, who is this? When did I level this? What is this character? I've got a Goblin Hunter at level 70 and her name's Boppin. And I don't, like, I barely remember that because I guess it was just like a morning. It is certainly possible to like level a new main or a new beloved character in Remix, but you gotta really go out of your way to build that investment because it doesn't seem to happen naturally for me. Forgot I made a Culturian Rogue. I have a Dwarf Paladin that I think I made mainly just to get Dwarf Heritage Armor later on, but I was looking at her and was like, wait, who is this? For what again? I forget. It didn't help that it seemed like the pre-patch also undeleted a handful of characters that had been previously deleted. So there were a couple of characters on my list that I was like, what is this from that I actually had just deleted in the past?
You find many things.
Couple of green appearances.
Peaceful.
Yeah, 19th of August is the last day of Remix. Few characters with hex letters appended that were undeleted. Knock knock. It looks like something's happening. Do I need to talk to somebody? I haven't been in here in a million years. Actual question. Are you going to main Herb Alk on your priest? Okay. It would be too convenient if it was any of these guys that were like near the door, huh? Shouldn't have to talk to anyone, huh? Those are contradictory answers. Yeah, I think my priest is certainly going to have alchemy. I didn't go this way yet. Maybe I need to go do this. Yeah, there's another boss. Haven't been in here in a couple of minutes. I need the flat conveyor belts that you use in airports to help you go faster. I need them to put a couple in here. I used to get really tense over whether or not Gertrog was going to drop me a staff. He must have dropped it eventually because I don't see it on my list now. There was a pre-staff mog that I really wanted from him for a long time. Good afternoon to you. Kateria, thank you for the 50-month resub. 50 months! Holy moly, Hazel, do you know if the quests now work so we receive all transmog rewards regardless of armor type? Yeah, as long as it's not class locked. It should work from both drops as well as quests. It's pretty exciting. I don't know if it worked retroactively. Somebody knows, but I don't know. But yeah, it's a lot easier to just collect transmog in bulk now. I've been having a wonderful time just going out and trying to get everything I can. Worked retroactively on beta? Not retroactive. That kind of makes me want to like level a character by questing then. Oh, got a new mail vest. Oh, shortcut. Not a shortcut? Shortcut. My big ones are going to be ICC and next. On one hand, Legion raids are kind of annoying because of all of the tier items that drop directly as tier items, so they're just class locked and you can't learn them. But on the other hand, they give you so much gold. You get so much gold for running the more recent-ish raids. CG is also a ton of fun. I miss the free transmogging from Remix. Yeah. What is gold for, though, if not to look fabulous? Knock, knock. How you doing? Wakey, wakey. Kind of a terrifying animation. Soul Trader's Binding is Kolmog? I don't 100% remember. Maybe? I have the Ethereal Soul Trader companion. I don't think they brought the mana worms that are immune to all magic damage back to modern. Wow. Everybody's favorite Karazhan trash. Oh boy. Started from north to south, first calendar, then Eastern Kingdoms. 36 characters, holy moly! That's a lot. That is a lot of WoW. I would be worried about burnout too. Yeah, Dragon Owl's leveling goes faster. They've reconfigured experience requirements, so 60 to 70 is no longer requiring like end game levels of experience. The fact he identified the raid as memorable or life-scarring. I mean, we were there a couple days ago. We did that this week. Really? Alright, well, no loot there, but the Den of the Mortal Delights is open now, so we can go. Time to level some alts. How did I get the Ethereal Trader? Didn't they give it away as a Twitch drop at some point? It's a TCG item that I feel like at one point might have been a Twitch promotion. I already had it as a TCG item. I got it, I'm pretty sure... I don't remember if I bought it or not. I might have bought it. Trading Post? Oh. Thanks to Panda, up to 55 70s, and figuring out ways to reduce the mental load of using them all for farming stuff. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, I guess I don't have the set. I guess I never did learn it. You need ethereal credits for that. Summon your soul treader pet, kill stuff. I've named him Andrix after the toilet roll brand. I can't choose any power. I farmed him for nothing. Oh, I'm so sorry. That sucks. That's really frustrating. I remember when these were like at the top of people's list for allied races that they wanted. And then when they brought them back kind of in Tazavesh, I thought maybe there was a chance, but not so much. Not yet, anyway. Oh, that's a pattern that might be a bit valuable. It says 12.5k. I bet we can get 50 gold for it. I should just give it to Flabby so he can learn it or sell it if he doesn't need it. Are they just dancing? They're just dancing. Looking forward to that forest girl to be an allied race. A forest girl? Some of the old BC trading card mounts still going for thousands on eBay. Oh, the Harroneer, yeah. I haven't seen the new trailer yet. I was going to watch it yesterday and then I completely forgot. I don't even know if I'm going to promise that I'm going to watch it now because I'm probably just going to forget again. It's good. Yeah, I'll have to put it on at some point. Even if it's not on stream, just to see it. Yeah, my understanding is that Harroneer are kind of the midpoint between trolls and elves. What is the thing following you? It's my ethereal soul trader toy. Or pet, rather. We were just talking about them. Get a different pet out. Heard some want Murlocs or Naga. They're horde only, I'm gonna be big sad. The last time that they released races that were faction locked was like what? BFA? Because Drakthir can be horde and alliance, Earthen can be horde and alliance. Yeah, I don't think they're gonna do any more. I think that they're gonna let you make new races of both factions. I could be wrong. I could totally be wrong, but would surprise me a little bit. All right, you gonna drop me anything?
I wasn't business or pleasure.
Oh yeah. John Haidt taking over as president of Hasbro. Remember that guy did an interview with Hazel. My worry is that the half-elf Arathi are ally and the Heron a horde. I don't know if it would really... If they did faction split them also, I don't know if it would really prevent me from playing one because so many things are cross-faction now. You know, I can share my golden items cross-faction, my warbank is cross-faction, my guild is cross-faction. There's meaningfully not very many things that I'm limited from by being on one faction or the other anymore. It just doesn't have the same impact it used to. Warbanks are not up still. They're still down. I'm wondering if maybe they'll come up after maintenance, and maybe not. What am I farming for? Transmog. Any transmog. I've got the chat window visible here just so we can look for pink text. Still don't understand why the honeyback harvester mount isn't faction wide yet. Yeah, that one seems rude. It seems just so unnecessary. Thank you, Elisis.
You were that lucky.
Oh, got a new helmet. Isn't it cool? Oh man. I wonder if there's pieces of Transmog in the game that out of like the millions of people that are playing WoW or whatever, however many it is, literally nobody has on it at a given time. Like, there must be, because there's, you know, so many appearances, there must be items that like nobody wears. And then I wonder if there's items that nobody has ever worn, or if there's so many people making so many Transmogs that that's not the case. I bet you there's some stuff that gets left out. Yeah, anything that's not class locked, it will unlock. So even, like, this is a plate helmet, and I'm on a priest, and it still learned it for me just because it's not, like, a class item. Hello, Akama, can I come through the door, please? Knock, knock. Thank you. The ugliest will be worn, but the most boring? Maybe not. Yeah, I imagine there's got to be just, like, tons of, like, bracers and boots and stuff that just never, ever get picked. I want the Glazer Mog so bad, but it's like 800k in my realm. Class tokens you can send through the warbank, but if it drops as a piece of armor already, then it's soulbinds, then you're out of luck. But something like this, like these Conqueror leggings, I can send those to a paladin or a warlock and learn some Mog that I don't know yet. And then once the warbank opens up, I could just stick it in the warbank and then pick it up on one of those things because it's warbound. What do I want from Mr. Illidan? Wouldn't be mad at a bulwark. I remember when they used to sell backpacks that had like that looked like a bulwark. Like real life Blizzard gear store backpacks. Waiting for the bank to delete more alts, down to 15 now. Nice. He doesn't have a dialogue sound, does he? Maybe he does. Maybe he'll start talking. I know it's a skull, but from the back for a brief moment I thought he was holding like a huge wedge of cheese. And he was just considering whether or not he really wanted to eat it. Gotta talk to him again? That's right. Hello, excuse me. Come this way, please. He looks hangry. To cheese or not to cheese? Yeah, there he goes.
Your duplicity is hardly surprising.
Yeah, I'm doing some transmog hunting. It's the theme of this week for me.
Brethren long ago.
We've come to end your reign, Illidan. My people and all of Outland shall be free.
Boldly said, but I remain unconvinced.
Did that yesterday, writing Nyalotha.
Time has come. The moment is at hand.
You are not
Always choose cheese. What if he's lactose intolerant? poor guy might pay for it later.
I will not be touched by a rabble such as you. Behold the flames of Athena.
What a soundtrack. You know what vibes he gives me? Is the great beast from the Swan Princess movie. The great animal, that's the one, because it had like the big bat wings and stuff. The same kind of attitude.
Is this all the fury you can muster?
Their fury pales before mine.
Oh my god.
How is it even possible?
The burning legion will fall. My long hunt is finally over. Today, justice will be done. It's finished.
Have I watched The Princess Bride? I have. I love that movie. I've seen it quite a few times. There's not that many movies from that time period that I love that much if I didn't watch them first when I was quite young. I didn't see it until I was in my mid-20s, but I really liked it. Hope Vanilla Daddy comes back.
He is
Come
right.
back with the Titans.
I feel nothing.
I feel like all of their really iconic characters, they just kind of like characters and concepts they just kind of hold on to for when they need the nostalgia hit again. Alright, I didn't get anything I needed. There's some tier tokens that we can move around. Or just send to a bank alt for the moment. Cool. Let's do like... I want to clean up my bags a little bit and maybe do like a dungeon. I also want to see how much transmog we got today. I feel like it's something. It's up there. So. Hey, a little bit of gold. Send to my goblin. She can hold on to these guys. Any other pieces? Nope. Forgot how annoying Gothic is. He takes a while.
I've seen things that would scare
At least he's hard to
shellers.
break. As far as I know, there's not a lot you can do to mess it up. You just gotta wait. I'm not even gonna price check the Leviathan egg. I don't think it's really worth anything. Soulbound. Not soulbound. 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 Somebody might want the moats of water.
Not everything in the ocean is as good-looking or nice-mannered as I am.
No, they haven't fixed the warband bank yet. It's still down. Can you imagine the Titans prank him since he's blind? They promise him his new hairstyle looks good.
Greetings, sir and/or
Yeah.
ma'am.
What's a cute, easy one to do? Maybe not BFA. Dungeons. Are there any classic dungeons that I'm like missing lots of stuff from? I have quite a bit of loot from a lot of them. Lower Blackrock Spire. The problem with Lower Blackrock Spire is that there's tons of stuff that like I don't really remember how to get around there. I don't think I've got it in me. Oldmon. 6 items left from Zul'Farrak. You have Longboy? Yeah, I got it in BFA. I literally only have 3 items left from Wailing Caverns, and one of them's from the Fairy Dragon. Forget classic dungeons. Let's do Hellfire Ramparts. That's fun. Ramparts. One last dungeon for the day before I'm gone for a couple of days. Hazel tastes off. I need to clean. I need to pull out the vacuum and get into some corners and get some dog hair out of here. Tuned in, hope you're great. Did some of your achievements get reset? Quite possibly. I don't keep close enough track on them to really know. I'm not a huge achievement person. But I've heard lots of people having trouble with achievements getting reset or incorrectly counted after the pre-patch, which sounds really frustrating. Yeah, the horses are really fun. They look like they're working so hard. I do have a dog. When do we see him? There's some clips of him on the YouTube StreamVods channel. There are some shorter videos there where he visits the stream. He is a mixed breed dog. He's got a lot of different breeds in him, but the prominent looking ones are kind of German Shepherd and Husky. Alright. There are ramparts. And there's a door to them somewhere. That's not ramparts, that's Shattered Halls. There we go. Alright, anything in here? Oh yeah, lots of stuff in normal ramparts. I used to live in this dungeon when I was leveling. You would get to like right into, I guess, 58-ish as soon as they would let you queue into here. Oh, it's a BOE mace that I know. And you would come to Hellfire Ramparts and there would be just nothing but blood decays tanking for the first time in their lives. Great for tabard rep grinding. So cute. Yeah. He's a very huggable doggy. He likes hugs too, especially if he's in a cuddly mood. He'll come sit right next to you on the couch and you can just give him a big hug and his tail starts going. He's a good boy. He had so much fun yesterday at my sister's place. He was running around. chasing balls and looking for food and digging for crumbs and just having a great time. So I got 1 cloak. Could have been a little bit. I guess we're only going to get 2 items from each boss, and sometimes you get unlucky and you get the same item twice. There's a staff I could still use from Omor. That would be kind of cool. What does that look like? That's neat. Kind of goes with this Mog, actually. Yeah, you're right. You can do this in any class you want. I just like doing it on my main. Feels kind of fun to be able to bring my main through these. Plus, she's not that slow. With Holy Nova and Body and Soul and Angelic Feather, they're not awful. My dog's name is Moose. As in with the antlers. Any luck? Oh, I got a plate belt. And then there's 9 more items that we could get, including the Hell Reaver. How do I not have the Hell Reaver? I swear I've used that before. How do I not know it? Maybe I know a different color of it or something? Oh, man. You have cute nicknames for Moose? Cat named Mosfet, Momo, Mumu, etc. Yeah. Moose gets shortened and twisted into Moosey, and then Moo, and then Mr. Moosey Moo. Mustafer is a good one.
Pity they were all in vain. Soon your people will kneel to my lord. End of you all.
And then sometimes he's Boo Boo. Boo Boo Bear. Etc. Moosey Kaboosey. My eternally funny joke that was definitely funny every time that I've said it is whenever he's like paused for too long and I need him to continue moving when we are on a walk, I can be like, Vamos! And then I laugh and nobody else laughs because it's not that funny. I did the digital epic edition, the expensive digital version, but I did not do a physical collector's edition. I don't do those anymore. I'm not a minimalist, but I'm toning down on my games collectibles. We got 2 things. We got some volcanic pauldrons and some bracers. I know I said that was my last dungeon, but I kind of want to do just like 1 more because we're like already all the way out here. What if we do like a Shattered Halls or something? Or like a Blood Furnace? In the morning, I like to go out there and then I sit in his bed and then I hold up my arms for a big hug and I go, Moosey! And then he'll usually run over. Unless he's like real busy, but if he's in the right mode, he'll gallop right on over to you and try and knock you over. It'd be foolish not to do another instance. I don't even know which one this is, but I'm walking in. Oops, it's Blood Furnace. How could anyone engage in a PvP battle? I would feel bad casting a spell on you. I don't even play with War Mode on, so most people don't. Most of the time it doesn't come up. Whenever I used to queue a little bit of arena, people seem to have no trouble trying and sometimes succeeding to kill me. Trying to imagine what real busy is. I mean, if someone else has something that he wants to eat, or if there's like a, I don't know, like a dog that he wants to see. Tokens the same. I don't know anything about tokens in Classic. I only know about tokens in retail. What kind of things do we need in here anyway? I'm sure there's stuff. There are 3 items left from the maker. Right above Magthardu. $5 from Bragok, and then 10 things that Keldon could drop, including like a Okay, that's kind of a boring axe. Anytime there's a weapon, I always get excited being like, oh, is it cool? And sometimes it's not really that cool. I guess I'm in a normal dungeon. This was like leveling gear.
Stay away from hate me. These are tools I can use.
Two things. I did not have those legs yet. I wonder if I need anything from Magtheridon's lair. Because, you know, it's like right here. I probably ought to go start the thing. Takes a second for him to come out. People used to wipe in here all the time when leveling. In an earlier rim, the engineer bombs used to kill people. And then here, sometimes if the tank didn't pick up the wave properly, it would find the healer and just start taking him. It must really hurt if you bite your tongue when all of your teeth are that sharp. Ouchie. Nothing? Oh. I got a trinket and a ring. I guess that's not ideal. I'm starting to really dislike jewelry. I had a very strange dream that I was like trying to IRL stream, and I was outside like just streaming from like a phone, and it was nighttime, and I was wearing sunglasses at night, and for some reason that let me actually like see the stream chat, and I could only see it through sunglasses, but I was like trying to convince chat that I had to wear the sunglasses and I wasn't just trying to look real cool, even though it was nighttime. And I was also very concerned because there were like people running around outside, and I wasn't sure how far I was from, like, home. I was in a city I don't normally live in, but I'm like, man, they're gonna figure out where I live. Relics and jewelry are the bane of Mog. But I remember the primary concern being, man, people are gonna think I'm such a jerk because I'm wearing sunglasses at night.
What is this?
Two things.
What have you done?
Some boots.
You'll ruin everything.
Reminds me of a great movie. That's called They Live. Oh, did they give you a little speed boost here? Must do. Cause I'm not moving this fast on my own. Blackwing Lair thought those voice lines were somehow coming from in here.
Mindless parasites. My blood is my own.
So if I wanted to do, because Magtheridon's Lair is like such a fast instance, right? Like you just kind of like, whoop. There's magic sunglasses that allow the main character to see the hidden truths. Ah. Okay, so he seems to drop a lot of tokens. There's also a polearm. A shield. Pink shield. Very pink shield. For a moment I thought I'd locked myself out. Killed one of the mobs at range from outside and gotten in trouble. Hello. Anything good? Oh yeah, I got the Aegis. I got the pink shield. Very nice. And I also got a belt. And looks like a couple of tier tokens I can move around to somebody. Also a 20 slot bag. Oh, weird. Alright. Trash mobs were incorrectly leveled to be the same level as the boss. Oh, really? That's kind of crazy. Also, I've never seen this before. Was Magtheridon a cuber? Was he like a Rubik's Cube boy? Is this what he did to buy time down here? He's just working on like 5 Rubik's Cubes at once. Oh dear. Then you needed to click to interrupt his cast. Oh. I see. That's what he did for sure. He's a quick solver. Cube clickers to be assigned. Gotcha. Alright. The first tentacled speedkeeper. Thank you very much for joining me today. I'm wrapping up for this weekend, but I'll be back on Wednesday with some hopefully pre-patch event gameplay coming, because the Radiant Echoes event should be starting next week. Fingers crossed that the Warbank comes back up. We'll have to see. I appreciate your company very much. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful day.